Alex Answer here, July 9th, 2015, here to talk about what's taking place with the Chinese stock market. In China, the state media is blaming hostile foreigners for short-selling the Chinese people. These stocks that went nowhere, in particular George Soros, but he's not the only one. I'm going to be leaving links down below in the description so you can read along. But the truth is that China encouraged their people to invest big time in this. They encouraged their citizens to let it ride through the media. And we also can see how, going back a couple months, China cut their bank reserve requirement to boost loans. And this was back in April of 2015. So just a couple months ago, their central bank cut the amount of cash that banks must hold as reserves, adding more liquidity to the world's second biggest economy to help spur bank lending and combat slowing growth. Sounding a lot like the banking policies of the Federal Reserve. By the way, now China is engaged in its own quantitative easing program. And the reason that this is all very significant is because this is the event that is going to be used to continue to divide East and West and increase animosity, nationalism, hatred of the United States, the sense of the United States and foreigners caused this. And I'm not saying that George Soros and perhaps some other groups haven't done some short selling. There's a lot of that going on. But the government of China and the state media obviously hold responsibility for promoting the message that it's safe to promote the stock market. Obviously, there's deception going on within their own country, so people should be aware of that. They shouldn't just be believing what the media is telling them. And so the thing is, this is significant because the information is coming out that people bet their whole home on this, their livelihood, that this was the big one. And this was heavily encouraged for people to literally let it ride. So now there's some sort of expectation or prediction, concern of civil unrest, social unrest within China. This is the type of thing that could be used to drive a nation to war. And all that comes with war. And so this is a really significant event on the timeline towards the stage-managed World War III scenario. China threatens short sellers with arrest to save market. You can also find that down below in the description, a link to this report. And then you have the situation with the New York Stock Exchange and United Airlines both being hit with some sort of technical glitch of some kind. The U.S. government has denied that it can be a cyber attack. However, there is this NYSE website that's tracking the amount of attempted cyber attacks into St. Louis. That is where the data center is that runs the New York Stock Exchange. So it was down for 4 hours yesterday, and then it came back on, or I think around like my time, around 2 o'clock Mountain Time, maybe 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, something like that, couple hours before the Dow closed. By the way, silver is back up to about 1540 something. After a few days ago it saw a drop of a whole dollar, and according to some reports that is in response to the increase in demand for overseas jewelry or overseas purchases of jewelry containing silver and gold. And so more people are asking, is it really just an accident, this New York Stock Exchange situation along with United Airlines? Or was this some sort of a hack? And if it was a hack, is this some sort of a message being sent that computers can be hacked here in the United States that can literally shut down travel and shut down commerce and things of that nature? And by the way, cyber stocks were stocks for cyber defense software companies skyrocketed on other websites because, you know, while the New York Stock Exchange was down, NASDAQ was not. And so people in on the know could be positioned to profit off of what just happened. And another headline, Chinese investors flood U.S. housing market. This is right in line with the buying up of America. More headlines about Alibaba expanding their wealth buying land in the United States, upstate New York, and headquarters in Seattle. Interesting place for Alibaba to go, with China, a Chinese company, purchasing the largest skyscraper in Seattle just several weeks to months ago. That would be the second tallest skyscraper on the West Coast. On the West Coast of the United States. A highly symbolic move, I would say. So go down below and read the links over at AMTV Media, where I run the news section there at that website. Greek banks in Greece are still closed, according to some reports, as endgame looms. And it looks more and more like Greece is going to be joining the BRICS, and all this is being set up as some sort of New World Order PR pitch for BRICS and the AIIB, the Eastern-led New World Order, because it is controlling both sides. So this is like a giant infomercial, I guess, for this rescue alternative system, globalist system, outside of the IMF, the BRICS. And so there's a lot happening on that front. One last headline that I'll share. Jade Helm has had a lot of people's concern. People have been paying attention to the developments with Jade Helm. And the latest is that all media is barred from witnessing the Jade Helm exercise coming up not too shortly, and concluding sometime around fall, September, October of 2015. So all this and more is taking place. Links down below in the description. I'm Alex Ansary, signing off from Southern Colorado.